Anybody? Thank you.
It just started. I can stop it if you want me to.
Does anyone have any questions before we start? Okay, know that when somebody's teaching, please mute yourself. And if you have a question, unmute. I don't know, is there a different word for unmute?
No.
I don't know it, so mutate. No, that's not quite it. And we are supposed to start with a video from Yoko Konno, Jun Konno's wife, and their daughter, Ai. But Monica has that, and Linda has it? Okay, let me explain first, and I know many of you have heard this. Jun and Yoko have 3 daughters. The third one was born profoundly disabled. You'll see her. And when Jun Konno came and showed me Ai Chi one time at a conference, I said, "This is really good. What do you call it?" And he said, "Water breathing," or something like that. And you can't be sarcastic with it's just not a thing in Japan. So I said, it really needs its own name. So what's it about? And he told me how it's about energy. It's about different things like that. And I thought that it has to be about chi or energy. And then I thought, what an honor and a sign of acceptance that if we named it after Ai, their third daughter, they named her Ai, which means love in Japanese. And while most people at that time would put a special needs child in an institution and visit on the weekends, they didn't do that. They took her home and raised her with their other 2 girls. And I think this year, and we have Ai Chi Day as close to her birthday as we can, which is Tuesday. And I think she's 46, which amazes me because I couldn't have gotten any older in those years. So Linda, we're ready for the first video. Do I have to spotlight you? You spot, okay.
I'm going to share the screen. If it's not coming up right, let me know, but we have to go in for a minute.
Ooh.
No. Damn it, I have it up.
Was that a little cussing? That's good.
Excuse me.
Well, it's good to get rid of that.
Are you seeing it?
No.
No.
That's okay. We can wait. We'll wait for that. And
Okay.
I'm sure that that Yiannis has been ready for an hour already since he was supposed to start earlier. So
I can share it now.
Oh, you can?
Yeah, I think. There you go.
No. You might be seeing it, but we're not.
Okay, sorry about that.
Let's put Yiannis up. And thanks for coming from Greece.
Hold on a second.
And have no worries about any language because everything turns out the way it's supposed to.
Okay, Yiannis is a co-host. No. Sorry, this jumps because people keep coming in. I will get to Yiannis in a minute. Where did you go? Every time I go to make him, yes, here we go.
Okay, Yiannis.
You should be good.
And can you spotlight him, please?
As soon as I find him.
We have to He's in Greece. And that's where you find him.
I'm swimming. He is. Sorry, Yiannis.
And I'm back in, guys, so.
Okay, you're good.
Okay.
Okay, Yiannis.
Do you see the screen with the video?
Yes.
Okay, I'm starting.
We're not seeing anything yet, Yiannis.
Really?
There we go.
No.
We are seeing, but we're not hearing anything, Yiannis. If you want to talk over this.
Why? Not hearing anything?
No.
Why?
We can read all this stuff on your screen.
Yeah. Oh, it's beautiful.
It's Greek to you.
Literally.
Yeah, that's right.
Now you are hearing.
No, not yet.
I will do another way. Do you hear me now?
No. We hear you, but we do not see your video.
Okay, I will put from my mobile phone the voice and from computer the video.
That usually makes a reverberation. So if it works, that's good.
Close your eyes. Breathe slowly through your eyes. Visualize that you
Now we hear it.
bright yellow light in your hands. The sunlight. The sunlight. Bring your hands in a prayer position to your chest, pressing the CD17 point with some thumbs. Now bring this light into your heart. Now bring the light to illuminate your heart. Let it rise to your face. Let it spark stories on your face. A
Can you turn the sound up?
Your face shines, and the smile from your eyes spreads around you. Raise your torso. Notice the sensation. Turn your body and feel that yellow light radiating through your every cell. On the exhale, feel the connection with the earth. On the inhale, feel the connection with the universe. Your feet like the roots of a tree, and your hands like its branches. Notice the connection. Feel your body as a tube connecting the universe to the earth and carrying this yellow light, this fresh energy that comes from within you. Bring your arms forward and let yourself float. Trust the water. Distribute this energy to the water. Water has the ability to neutralize any positive or negative sign we place. Give your energy, give your energy. Give your energy, give your energy. And get back neutral energy from the water. Feel the interaction with the water and give. Embrace your torso, and open every blocked part of your body so that fresh energy can flow unhindered. Inhale, open your hands and close your eyes. Notice that when you breathe with everything around you, your contribution rises to another level. Notice the spirit of balance within you and hold it for the rest of your day. Namaste.
Thank you, Yiannis. Thank you. Is there anything, you know what, I think if you can send that video to Monica or Linda, we could send it out to everybody later with the sound.
Yes,
And
sound
if
is
they-
very important.
Yes, if they have it separately, I think that it would work really well. So yes, they'll get it in the videotape of this, but it would be nice if we can separate it and send it separately too. And can you tell us briefly where the heart meridian runs?
Starting from the pinky finger, coming up from the inside, ending right here in the middle. And at the same time, there is another connection from the eye until the stomach.
Wow, cool. Okay,
But for the acupressure points
Can
are
you
mainly
highlight-
in the hand.
Linda, can you highlight Yiannis so that he's on? Or Yiannis, can you stop share?
He has to stop sharing.
Yes, okay.
Thanks for letting me know. There we go. Another thing I can do, and I may have sent this last year, Jun Konno wrote an article about meridians and I Chi. I could probably send that out to everybody afterwards, if you'd like that. Yes. Betsy,
Yes.
shaking her
Yes.
head. All right, I'll do that. And that means that we move on to Jeanette. Now she needs to be highlighted or
Okay.
spotlighted. Thank you, Yiannis. You are awesome.
Thank you very much.
Give me a minute. And as soon as I find Jeanette.
Hear me?
Good.
Okay. Jeanette, you're on.
Okay, thank you.
Can you tell us where you're from? And
Thank you, Ruth. My name is Jeanette. I'm from the Netherlands, and I was trained in Ai Chi in 2015 with the amazing Katrien Lemahieu. I think you all know her. She's with me today, by the way. So last year was my first time at Ai Day, and I really had a great time. So when it came out again for this year, I was like, yes, I really want to join. But what shall I do? And then Katrien gave me the idea to add a ball. And I was like, okay, because when you add a ball, what happens to your posture? You immediately, your shoulders get back, your muscles, your ab muscles, they tighten, so you get a better posture. And I was like, okay, what kind of ball would I use? Well, I've done some aquafit and some aerobics with this exact ball. So I got one of my participants to go into the water, and we started practicing. And when she took it down, you know what happened? She shot back for like, I don't know how many meters. So this ball might probably work for water aerobics, but not for Ai Chi. So on to the next ball. This one is a bit smaller and it works better. So what do you do when you use a ball? It's nice, but try to let your participants know that they hold it gentle. When you push it down in water, you really don't need to use your fingers. You need to use it when it comes up, or otherwise it will shoot out of the water. So just a gentle grip with maybe your thumb and your pinky will just be enough. So you can just gently lower it down and gently bring it up. What are you going to do when you have movement that involves both arms? So you can gently, like when you're enclosing, you can gently pass it on, no problem. Or with your gathering, you can just take it to the side and back and switch arms, no problem in that. But it's getting a little more difficult when you're using both arms and you're folding, right? So what you can do is just do it to one arm and take it over and take the other arm. But what if we were to use two balls? Well, I just love that idea, right? They should be a little bit smaller than the ball that I was using just before now, just to have that grip. And then you can actually keep your hand positions good as well, because on that bigger ball, they had to be slightly turned out. And now you can gently move and cross as you like. Maybe these balls, how lovely they are, can be a bit difficult too. Splashy balls. They're just small, and if your participants have trouble or want to grab or have carpal, these will work out just fine. Just take your time, play with them, and breathe. And before you use them, really ask one of your participants or you yourself, get in the water and just have fun. Let's have a ball with all different kinds of balls and see what fits best for you and your participants. Well, it might be a little bit short, but that's all I have to say about that. And if anyone has any questions, I'm more than happy to answer them. Thank you all.
We have one question that came up in the chat.
Yes.
Maureen was wondering where we can find splashy balls in the US.
Well, I'm not from the US, but I just found them. If you just type in splash balls in Google, they come out. In Holland, I find them at a store that's very similar to Amazon. So I think you might have some luck finding them there.
Oh, and Jen says Amazon, Five Below, and Walmart.
Ta-da! Yeah.
Somebody raised her hand.
Question: advantage of using balls. Okay.
Yeah, Ruth, I raised my hand. It's Janelle. I was going to say Walmart because we use them all the time.
And Janelle, do you use them with Ai Chi?
I am coming into Ai Chi, so I am new, but I've used them with plenty of people, my water aerobics ladies with gout, arthritis, special needs populations. Yeah, you can even find them at CVS, Walmart, everywhere.
Okay. Then before you go on to the benefits, can you tell me, did you find, I noticed as soon as, and I thought about that big ball you were using, how that would really change alignment. Do you notice that with the smaller balls, or would we need to use larger if we wanted to focus on alignment?
Well, I think it works as well, but it could depend on the people and how relaxed they are. I should say just try it and give it a go. Of course, if it's, you know, you immediately feel it when you use this one or you use that one. Of course, you feel the difference.
Okay. And Katrien said you should mention the benefits.
Yes, well, the alignment, like you said, it's for better posture and also for a little bit of fun, you know, just
Fun.
yes, just to
Okay.
spice it up a little, give people a little bit of challenge.
Perfect. Anybody else have questions for Jeanette?
Oh, it's okay.
No, I think not, which means we're
Hi.
Oh, oh,
Sorry, it's Yara. Hi, everyone. I asked that if you have used ankle floats too and make more challenge for the patient, or you just have used the balls in the arms. That is a very good idea.
I have never
Thanks.
done that, so to answer your question correctly, I should first go in the water and try that for myself. So I'm not comfortable telling you yes or no.
Good. It's okay. Thank you. Thank you.
good. So we can move on. First of all, thank you so much, Jeanette. That was excellent.
Thank you for having me and have a great day, everybody.
Thank you. You have a great evening. And that means Rodna is next.
Good morning. Let me see if I can get here. Do you see it?
Not yet.
Not yet. I'm looking to find you, Rodna, sorry.
Oh, okay.
Rodna was spotlighted,
There
but
she is.
right.
Should be okay.
Got it?
Yep.
We have you. We don't
Got
have a video.
me. I'm not sure where to go.
Go to share screen.
Yeah, maybe I need to back up here.
Could be.
Maybe try again, Rodna, because you might have been trying while you weren't spotlighted. So go ahead and try share again.
Well, I'm trying to get back there. Because I think I did do that. I only feel better because it's been a challenging day for all of us here.
Right, would make you feel better if we had Natasha go first and then you play with it in the
You know,
meantime?
that may be wonderful because I may have to sign back on here.
Okay,
So that would be great. Thank you.
anything works. All right, then Natasha, are you ready?
Good morning, buenos dias, konbanwa, доброго ранка, bonjour, buongiorno, dobre rana, labas rutas, goedemiddag. Is it right, Katrien? The rest of this will be in broken English. Okay. My name is Natasha Tolchinsky, and I teach Chi program for 17 years. See, there's a problem with my breathing. I I was very fortunate. I met Jean Konno. His IG program has changed my life physically and spiritually. I think with every instructor or physical therapist, having the basic program of IG makes small changes here and there, adjusting the movement to the qualities and needs of the participants to fill class time or give something new. And I'm not exception. For my new movement, I use it the same IG concept, relaxing water exercise consisting of a combination of deep breathing and slow movement. This is how several new movements, or rather, complex of movement appeared. To help remember the new exercise, it's accompanied by a story. Thus, Peaceful Warrior was born. In the current, in the current situation in the world, it may not be entirely correct to use the word warrior.
This way.
Sorry, excuse me. Okay, but it will characterize the soldiers of Ukraine who defend their land, their families, the independence of their country, and the democratic value of the whole world from Russian terrorists. The word warrior already has evolved into new forms, what do not involve killing one another. And right now, many are fighting for love, as a caring for others, for love of the earth, for love of truth, for love of country. In such cases, everyone is not the other party, that it is ignorance, and the weapon are truth, love, and compassion. Jean Konno was without depths a warrior, but not the kill the enemy kind. This is how I perceive Jean Konno, a peaceful warrior with a kind heart, an amazing spirit who protected people from darkness, illness, and injustice, bringing light, health, and happiness to their life. His dream was to preserve the best of the past and to move toward to a vision of the bright futures. Last year, Jean Konno started another peaceful journey. His star will always shine, and we will continue his legacy and celebrate the life of someone very special. I am extremely grateful to him for IG, the gift he left for all of us. And I will try to show you my video. Okay.
Oh, good.
This is I need to get. Okay, so warrior wake up and pushes aside everything worries, everyday worries and problems, studies the present, investigate the, the spiral of history, and I moved too fast. Okay, I will show you a little bit slow one. So, and it's balancing the body. Okay, If I have time, I will show the more slow version of this. If I will find this, 1 second. Sorry. I lost. I missed.
Morning.
I am there. Okay, look like what I left. I cannot come back to the screen soon.
Okay.
Okay, 1 second. Here. Okay. Okay, let's finish on this.
Okay. Thank you, Natasha.
Actually, I can show you this screen. Okay. So in this case, here it's warrior awakens and pushes aside everyday worrisome problem. Study the presence and go to the spiral of history, attract the future, bring it to, and move everything best to higher level and balancing the body.
Awesome.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Natasha. I think that some people might like to have your screen of pictures. Is that possible for
Yeah,
us?
Well, I can send it to you, so you.
Okay.
Then you will share everything, so you can send it.
Wonderful. I hope I remember.
Do you want to put it in the chat? Do you know how to do that? If not, that's okay. If you can figure it out during the other presenters, then include it in the chat and let us know. If not, send it to Ruth.
And remind me what I'm supposed to do. Okay. Thank you, Natasha. That was beautiful. And you'll see that in the chat. People loved it. So let's go back and see if Rodna is ready, and then we'll have a break after Rodna.
I think I'm ready.
Okay.
There it is.
Oh, perfect.
Is that up for you?
Yes.
Okay, I just called mine 10 tips in 10 minutes because I know most of you have all the skills. So I'm just going to give you what I think about when I'm planning to use Ai Chi with children, obviously starting with breath. And we'll talk about that in a few minutes, looking at their functional motor skills, their gross motor, fine motor, and where they are and how that relates to different moves, looking at the bilateral integration, midline crossing, posture, balance, all of these things I just kind of break down with the postures and think if I'm working with a 3-year-old, 4-year-old, 5-year-old, all the way up through my senior citizens, just to kind of make sure that I introduce the different skills at the right times. And I have these slides timed, so I'm hoping I get it right. There we go. With breath, what I'm doing and looking at coordination of movement, the nice part about being delayed today is it gave me a time to put a title on what I think about breath, and I call it visual breath. So we use the stand tall and relax, and this is all done with demonstration and without words. Another thing we do is start at the base of the hand, and as they go up the little finger, that's an inhale. They go around the top, come down, and that's an exhale. We do that all the way across the hand, giving them 5 breaths. After they come down the thumb, the other thumb goes in the palm of the hand, and they just hold for a couple breaths. So it's actually visualizing I'm inhaling, I'm exhaling. In the water, we do what we call comb the water. This is really nice for when children are getting the water wet. And just tell you really quickly, they can watch the water calm as they calm their breath. With the sensory processing, it's just keeping in mind that the body underwater is calming from tactile input, starting to feel the changes in balance in the water, starting to perceive position in space, realizing that when they're just standing still, they may not have the control because of the decreased weight bearing, but as they start to move, they start feeling their joints. And so it really intensifies that. With auditory, this is a big one to me. I don't use words at all with children because it's too hard to process all those words and all that memory things on. So I let the music do it, and I let the vision do it in using 3/4 time. 3/4 time actually creates anticipation, and anticipation of things increases the attention. And through the intention, we can get a visual focus and get them ready to mirror motor movements. So that downbeat in 3/4 time is perfect because that's where I throw in the transition to the next movement. And that is such a regular beat that they cue into that also as a change is coming up. So using that Ai Chi in 3, which is marvelous. I've used Jamaican reggae. I've used classical music in waltz rhythms, anything that keeps them in rhythm. So a few things in being creative is just not moving away, adding figure eights to get across midline, opening the arms for inhale, and then reaching to the opposite shoulder for the exhale. Inhaling back open, exhaling to the opposite shoulder. It's just separating the arm movements because in those early years, we're really, really focusing on getting bilaterally integrated. Reaching out to the sides, making sure that we use all 3 planes of movement using sagittal, transverse, and frontal planes to be able to move in space for them. I also do lower and upper. Some of these you cross down to the knee, cross down to hip. So the times that I use Ai Chi the most, we use it in the pool that I work in is very deep for little ones. So we do about 10 minutes of deck work. They learn all their Ai Chi moves on deck. We use it at the end of class sometimes just to come down from all those other activities we've been doing and make it a transition, a very calm transition to get out of the pool and get to the locker rooms. And we use it during class, that where we use that calming breath, regrouping, reorganizing their systems, reorganizing the activities. There's a beautiful time just to keep working on some breath. So anywhere I started with 3-year-olds and remembering that they're wide-based, they're the symmetrical movements. So we usually use just the first 5 moves of Ai Chi as their starting point. As they age, we start expanding into the gathering, accepting, using more of those moves because they can get that narrow base and they are more mature as far as unilateral movements. So we can use so many of those and doing a lot of introduction to midline crossing. And ages 7 and up, we just go for it all. We use all the moves, we use the adaptions. And as far as Ai, I also use that, especially for children who have some stability or mobility challenges. We've done it in sitting, we've done it in standing, and I've actually done it in horizontal with children, just placing myself between their knees, giving them some good hip support and working on them getting some fluid movement of the arms. For adolescents and young adults, I incorporate the I Chi knees. I've got some core classes that I introduce to the children. So I use I Chi knee in those classes to encourage some flexibility and strength building. And when the water's not shallow enough, especially for like my little 3-year-olds, I have the children sit on our knees and we work from there. I occasionally use props. I probably use props more for the foot positioning than anything, but I use like just some colored dots on the floor, and I use these on deck as well as in the pool. I've used colored wrist bands or balls so that they are moving in the same way. All of them are moving in the same direction. So we use a red ball, green ball, whatever. I've used wrist or ankle flotations or weights for increased proprioception. And actually for my more skilled children that I see in the pool and the older children, we've done it on a balance beam. And that is extremely challenging, but they really enjoy the challenge of trying to stay on that balance beam and move their bodies. So we've got it. We just used equipment as we needed. So the first one on the ball was really helpful to give me some extra ideas on how to use balls in the water. So just some words of wisdom or my tongue. Things happen the way they're supposed to. Thank you, Jan. Thank you, Ruth, for that. That changed my life dramatically over the years. And I say it all the time. Another one was take what you can get closest to what you want. It's not always going to be perfect. It's not always going to be what you expected out of the day, but it is the best that that child can give you that day, and honor that. Children are great teachers, so watch closely and learn from them. They have taught me so many things through the years. In I Chi, the little guy in the picture was the one who taught me to comb the water and be open to change. It changes from week to week because things happen the way they're supposed to. So whether it's planned or it's spontaneous, it can be extremely rewarding. So just think as openly as you can. Think through those breaths, because that's where some of that greatness comes out. So thank you.
Jane had a question, but she thinks you answered it, I think. Anybody want to ask a question? I think we're good then.
Well,
That was an incredible amount of information in a short amount of time. Thank you very much. That was just excellent. And I use the high hug and a low hug, a high hug with enclosing and a low hug with folding. So excellent. Yeah, read the chat because this was awesome. Thank you, Rodna. And Linda, 10 minutes, or Monica, 10-minute break?
Hey, yes, 10-minute break. Everybody back at the half hour, please.
Thank you very much.
Bye. Oh my God. All right. Okay.
That was great, Natasha. Thank you. And Rodna, if you're still on. I'm just really impressed. Jeanette was excellent. I love these ideas.
Rolf,
Yes.
do you want to see another one? I have another one. Since we have pause.
Another video?
Yeah, but it's disabled. Okay. Yeah, it's fine.
Natasha, I think I can make you back a co-host.
But we only have 4 minutes.
Yeah. So maybe at the end if there's time.
Okay.
Or maybe you can send it.
We could send it out as a happy birthday, Ai Konno on Tuesday.
But
the problem is what I cannot send this, somehow I cannot send this video.
Oh, do you have it in Dropbox?
Yes.
Usually you can share from Dropbox. And then I can move it to a Vimeo or some other platform. But
I will send to you the Word, the all movements, what it was in Word.
Yeah, thanks.
This one I can send.
I'm just so happy with what we've seen. It's, we started out, I don't even want to say it, but and Yiannis, his Meridian stuff is beautiful. And I think that we need to have the actual video. But
I question what kind of music he used. It was so beautiful.
Then we better ask. Oh, here he comes.
It's special music. Do you hear me?
Yes.
Yes. Yeah.
Yes. There are some special musics which are following the chakras.
Okay. Could you put this on a chat? Could you write them?
I will upload in Dropbox the video, and also I will mention the name of the music.
Okay.
As a matter of fact, I'm using one music and one tone. What that means? For example, music is following the 639 hertz. What is music?
Mm-hmm.
And at the same time, I'm using 289 hertz tone. This is the tone for the heart meridian.
The different megahertz. I love that information because there are different megahertz that vibrate at different frequencies for different chakras. And that's what you're talking about, right, Yiannis?
This based on hertz, which is spiral vibration, as we all are spiral movement, and all our actions are spiral, and following some hertz. Whatever we do have some hertz.
Yeah.
So
Mindy uses special music too. I use it only for myself, the different vibrational music.
what is interesting is when you are following this concept, then on the personal time, you need very strong music, high beat music to have balance.
Right? So the vibrational frequency, Mindy did. Oh, wait, is it time to start? I'm not the boss here.
We,
In
yeah,
about 30
it's a little, about 1 minute left, less than a minute, about 30 seconds.
Okay. So yes, Ruth, I use, I've got a whole bunch of different playlists that I use. I'm going to talk in my, talk just slightly about music, but sometimes I'm outside and I listen to nature. Sometimes I've used some sort of a poem or a reading, and I'm going to share that today. Sometimes just silence.
Right.
It's nice to change it up.
Okay,
Perfect.
now it's time to start.
Okay, Katrien. Whew. Please tell us where you are. Oh, we can guess.
Yeah, you can guess I am right here or right there. Hi, my name is Katrien. I'm from the Netherlands, and welcome to a asymmetrical part of the workshop. Are you ready? I want you guys to join us. So you can sit down, you can still do whatever you want, but I need to see your hands. Can you give me a big, big wave? Yay, good for you guys. Okay, so I have 3 different parts that I want to share with you, because in an asymmetrical one, the purpose to do that is to make it a little bit more challenging, engaging for the core. So it works for better alignment, postural assessment. You can use it for whatever you want, okay? So the first thing that I do, if you use the first katas or the first movements of the Ai Chi, you can go with your arms, instead of going up and down. Let me see if I can, like this. If I go up and down, try to use only one hand, going up, going down, and then switch, going up, going down, going up, going down. How does that feel? A little different, right? So in the next one, you can go up both, down just one. Up both, switch to the other one. Bring it up again, lower. Bring it up, bring it down. Here you go. So you can switch it up by using your right or your left hand. You switch it up by the brains as well. And you know that I like to do some brain training and almost all of the work that I do as well. So even working bilateral reciprocal, you can even switch it up by using one hand here. And when you twist to a supine and a prone position, and you twist both. So the whole time you are switching your arms, or you go down one and the other one goes up. And it almost feels like that energy ball that is also incorporated in the Ai Chi. So you can bring that energy together and press it back out. Breathe in and breathe out. So that's another option that you want to use. And then if you want to take it really, really far, you can actually use one arm and the other one goes the opposite. So you switch one exercise with one arm and you go to the next one. Are you still with me? So when the other one goes up, now we have to go front. So you feel what happens? Your brain is being triggered, but sometimes I see steam coming out of the ears of people, red faces, like, oh, why, I can't do it. But if you actually train it, you can practice it and do it over and over again and only use your arms in different positions. So you switch one exercise, this one is already go. Yeah. So this would help for patients just to be more engaged, because you have those patients, I know for sure, that you say, okay, let's go to the I Chi routine to get in a more relaxing, balancing way. And they go like, oh, here we go again. Oh. And they look at the sky and they look at the sun, and maybe they look at the watch. Oh, she switched the exercise. Okay, here we go again. So I want those people to be triggered, because they do know the exercise. They do know how to trigger their brains, but not in the bilateral reciprocal way, or not in the asymmetrical one. Okay, got it? The second focus that I do is, let's say we take the exercise of accepting. So you take the exercise and you breathe in, you breathe out, but then you keep one arm in front and you only open on one part and you close that one again. You breathe in and you breathe out. So after 3 repetitions, you go to the other side. And it will change, because my leading leg will change the way that I incorporate left or right hands. If I'm stable enough, same arm, same leg, and I open this side, it's going to be easy. And you can actually tell them, like, open up, maybe even stretch it out a little bit further, watch your hand, follow your hand, or even watch your backhand. If it's possible, if they can. Because you do have the people that have that vertigo, maybe some inner ear problems or whatever. So be careful on that. So changing that leading leg will change the exercise again. And it will incorporate that engagement, that core, that stability. They will be triggered in a different way that they are not used to. Again, they do have to know accepting. They do have to know accepting with grace before you go into that asymmetrical mode. So even when you lift that front leg up, opening here is going to trigger them to have that postural alignment, because they cannot open the hips, they cannot lean back. So they have to be incorporated and they have to think the whole time. The other way is, if you change that side, they're actually going to work their upper trunk, which is a huge problem with a lot of our seniors. As soon as they turn the head, they will bring their upper trunk as well, or even their hips. Like when they ride a bike, we are in the Netherlands, so we do have a lot of bikes. So when they turn the head, instead of keeping it here and only use their head, you will see that they actually go like this, which is a scary thing when you ride your bike. Or you have to go there and then actually do this. So that upper trunk twisting or that upper trunk rotation is important. So keeping that leg up, core engaged, hips neutral, so not a twist or whatever, no, a natural hip, and then open and keep it there, is going to work their stability. And it's really good for ankle movement, it's good for the knee, it's good for the hip, it's good for the body awareness and all. The last thing that I want to share with you, let's go back to that accepting exercise. When you do that asymmetrical moves, we're going to add acceleration. So we're going to add acceleration in the back, we're going to hold it there and see what that water does. Feel what it does. You're going to have that streamline, you're going to have that drag, that float, that is actually going to push your hand all the way to the back, because you're pulling that water, and that water is going to push back that shoulder a little bit further before you go in front. Or the vice versa, you go open, and then you make that acceleration in front. You open it up, and you make that acceleration in front. Yeah. So you will see that in some small little details, it's going to be really easy to change it in a little tiny bit way, but it's going to challenge them. It's going to trigger them, not only physically, but also mentally. Got it? Okay. Any questions? I'm going to switch my gallery view. You guys are really quiet now. Any questions maybe in the chat? Nice.
We just appreciate it. It was excellent.
Thank you. Who of you is going to try it out? And who of you already did it? Maybe you already did some acceleration moves or asymmetrical moves, yeah? Anyway,
And who
I
of us-
encourage you to do it because it's fun, it's engaging, and it's going to be different. It's going to trigger their minds. So have fun with it. Thank you for joining us today.
The only problem with this one is that I'm going to have to use my brain.
Yay. I challenge you, Ruth. I challenge you.
Thanks, Katrien.
Thank you, guys. Namaste.
Namaste. Mindy is next.
Thanks so much. I'm Mindy Pierce. I'm in Illinois right now. Sometimes I'm in Florida. And I'm talking today about I Chi calming. So calm is the mental state of peace of mind, being free from agitation, excitement, or disturbance. And a lot of people think about calm as being equated with tranquility, but it can also help to sharpen your mind and emotions, as Katrien just showed us. It can cause alpha brain waves to be elicited, and that can help with awareness and creativity, and it's associated with reflection and meditation. There's a philosopher and educational reformer named John Dewey who said, "We do not learn from experience, we learn from reflecting on experience." So I think that there is the step, of course, of reflecting with I Chi, but your whole I Chi practice can incorporate reflecting as well. So I'm going to give you some tips on how to make your I Chi practice calming. The first thing is preparing. And it's helpful to wear blue or green. You've noticed a lot of people have blue on today because that is a calming sort of color, as is green. So I recommend that if you want to have calm in your practice, wear blue or green if you can. It's important to find centering for yourself as well. You can do a moment for mindfulness before you do your practice. You can do diaphragmatic breathing, as Ruth was talking about earlier. You can do a little I Chi practice before you get together with other people to share I Chi. And that can help you to be more centered so that you can share better. When I teach people or lead an I Chi practice, I like to review diaphragmatic breathing early on with people. And Ruth did a great job of explaining all of that. So I'm not going to go into the details, but remember the tongue on the roof of the mouth and inhaling through your nose and exhaling through pursed lips. I also review core posture with people, and that this core posture that we use on the first steps is important because it helps you with being more efficient in your breathing. So what I'll do is stand, you can't see all of me, but stand with my feet, shoulder width apart. Turn your feet out slightly so that you have a very stable base of support. You want to have soft knees, so there's no strain and extra tension on your legs. And you're going to do a slight pelvic tilt, shoulder blades down and in, and bring your ears back over your shoulders as you start your I Chi practice. So that's another thing I teach people early on when I'm doing a class or a one-on-one session with someone. Include nature if you can in your practice. If you're outside, it's pretty easy to do. You can look around and include what's happening around you. If you can't be outside, bring flowers along and have them present where you're working, or even just being in the water, you can't get much more natural than that. So paying attention to the water as well can bring nature into your practice. Cueing from this practice from Japan called Shinrin Yoku, it's forest bathing. It's an intentional connection with nature as a way to heal and to cultivate reverence, peace, and awareness in nature. So basically, you need to slow down, awaken your senses through paying attention to sounds of nature, sights, smells, and touch. So Relax Melodies is an app you can get that actually has nature sounds. And sometimes I'll do a practice of just using nature sounds as my background, crickets or waterfalls or the tide or rain, those birds singing. You can bring that in with you as a part of your sound sensation that you're sharing with others. Sights, as you move through the water, you're creating ripples, and paying attention to those ripples also is a very calming experience for people. There may be smells or touch, feeling what it feels like as you move in the water underneath your feet, as your arms move through the water, as your trunk moves through the water. Paying attention to that sort of thing is bringing in nature. You can also think about relaxing music. I really liked the music that Yiannis used. It was very relaxing. It followed the parameters of what relaxing music actually is. 60 to 80 beats per minute, a small pitch range, so you're not having extremes going from highs to lows, a consistent low volume. I also try to bring in music that my clients like. Some of my clients wanted to have big band music. That does not work because of it doesn't have a consistent low volume. The big band music all had like blasts of trumpets and such that would come in. And so that wasn't a good choice for that parameter. An unpredictable melody is important for being relaxing. Instrumental music rather than vocals, although sometimes I'll incorporate vocals just because I like them. And that's the other thing. You need to have music that you like, that you're sharing, and hopefully that your clients like as well. There was actually some music that was put together by a marketing group. It's called Weightless by Marconi Union, and it meets all of these parameters. So it is the quintessential relaxing music. You can also recite a poem or do a visualization exercise. That's another very relaxing thing to include. But I think it's important, most of all, to remind participants that there are never going to be any two Ai Chi sessions that will be the same. There aren't any hard and fast rules about Ai Chi, and that is relaxing in itself. It takes the burden off of trying to follow all the rules, which can be stressful for you. And when you're stressed, it's passed on to your clients as well. So let your practice be guided by your body, mind, and spirit. You can skip some postures. You can do them in a different order. You can do them faster or slower. There is no one right speed for doing Ai Chi. In some cases, Ai Chi in 3 is an example of a faster type of Ai Chi, but you can do a very slow Ai Chi, or you can do anything in between. And it just, the number of repetitions can be varied. You can throw in a holding pattern if you need to rest and readjust. I kind of just extend my arms and bring my palms up and down a few times if I need to regroup a little bit in the middle of a session. That holding pattern can be a very helpful thing to recenter and be able to establish a period of calm. Ai Chi is non-competitive, and there's no one right or wrong way to do it. And also, most importantly, remember Jun Konno's words: however it turns out is how it's meant to be. I think I'm right about my 10 minutes, so thank you.
Perfect. Thank you. That was excellent. And the information about, one of you chatted that you wanted some information. We had sent it out on the e-list, the information about forest bathing, the Japanese forest bathing. And if you're not on the Aichi e-list, it's a good thing to get on, and it's free. So I'll send you information about that. In the meantime, Mindy can send you more information. They want to know how to spell it. And there was another question for you too. Make sure you check the chat. And I want to say that, yes, many of us are wearing green or blue, but Star's the only one who made her hair green for today. So thank you, Mindy. That was awesome. Next is Gloria from Chile.
Hi, how are you? Thank you for inviting me. Good. I will try to do my best today because the great alternative that you give us to show what we are doing with in Chile with the Yoko and Ai Konno and root soba lessons. Well, I will try to do very fast. And here we will try to show how in Chile, IT Chile have a group improved two alternatives to give us a possibility to work in post-COVID sequelae. So I will start to share. I hope I have no problem to do it. To share the presentation. I am afraid that I have the same problem that others have.
Are you trying to show the chair video?
Yes, I need to share my presentation. I'm afraid I have a problem to do it.
There, Monica did it. Here it is.
No, the first one, before this, I have the PowerPoint to share. Monica, can you help me, please?
Yes.
The PowerPoint, no, it's not this. This. Did you get it?
Yes.
It's on.
Is it? Can you see it?
Yes.
Okay. First is that to make. I try to do my best during the small presentation. Here, post-COVID application of IT in honor of Yoko and Ai Konno, and we will show about the clinical in a hospital that make Roberto Soto and IT team and others. Ground IT for us was a wonderful lesson that Yoko and Ai Konno gave us. So we did an education video for training program and at this Ground IT that is regularly applying patients during the COVID pandemic and currently with those patients who are in post-COVID rehabilitation. Why this situation? Because after the pandemic situation, we have to use Ground IT mainly due to the difficulty of moving from their homes to the pool or because there are no public pools with rehabilitation programs to accept them. So we now will share this video that was prepared by the teaching team of IT Chile, all formed by great teacher or master, our master Yoko Konno, Camila Ferrada, Caterina Paulette, and now please the video. Can you?
Yes,
Can you play the video, please, Monica? Or try to do it. Monica? The first video. It's running? I can see.
Yes.
Okay. Well, just to show some part of this, because we did this during the pandemic, just to show again, because we still need to prepare our physical therapists to make IT with those people who can come to the pool. And because sometimes we don't have any pool. So we learn, we teach, and we share, okay? This is only a moment to remember. But the more special moment that I would like to share with you is to show the next video. The next video that I want to share with you is about the clinical application in a southern hospital, and we'll
Monica, can you show the next video?
the next video. That's thank you.
Hola, mi nombre es Roberto Soto, kinesiólogo, terapeuta acuático del Hospital Bordner, magíster en terapia manual ortopédica. Hoy día vamos a conversar un poco de la chi y su aplicación en pacientes post-COVID del Hospital Bordner de Chile. Puerto Montt se encuentra ubicado al sur de Chile, donde encuentras un hospital público por la primera piscina terapéutica en un servicio público. Esto está dentro del servicio de medicina física y rehabilitación. El COVID es una enfermedad físicamente compleja, una afectación multisistémica en donde la persona puede presentar una discapacidad transitoria o permanente. Vamos a enfocarnos en tres grandes grupos con respecto a las secuelas del COVID. El primer grupo es el físico-motor, el segundo es el cognitivo y el tercero es psicosocial. En la parte física y motora encontramos un impacto negativo en la función cardiopulmonar y neuromotriz. además de la capacidad física y funcionalidad de la persona. Bonus incluye además cuestiones tanto nutricionales, metabólicos, devolutorios, entre otros. La parte cognitiva hemos visto que en la fase aguda se presenta delirio, compromiso neurocognitivo a mediano o largo plazo, incluyendo trastorno de la atención, memoria, velocidad de procesamiento, función ejecutiva. En el área psicológica hemos visto trastornos de ansiedad, depresión, alteración del sueño y estrés postraumático. Con el método Chi hicimos enfocarnos principalmente en las características de la depresión, estrés, ansiedad, trastorno del sueño y el entrenamiento, el cual afectan la calidad de vida de la persona. Dentro de los principios de la rehabilitación, esto encontramos que tiene que ser específica, humanizada, accesible y acorde al momento, basada en evidencia disponible, óptima, oportuna, valorable, inclusiva, intensiva, interdisciplinaria y dosificada. Dentro de la matriz creada en el periodo del COVID, la rehabilitación, encontramos etapas tempranas y subagudas de intervención de la hidroquinesioterapia o terapia acuática, tomando un papel fundamental en la Chi. Es de importancia seleccionar distintas escalas de evaluación para optimizar los diferentes progresos y las distintas variables a evaluar. En la Chi nos centramos principalmente en el movimiento y la respiración. Entregamos real importancia a la respiración y conciencia del cuerpo. Y de cierta manera, aplicamos efectos tanto emocionales, psicológicos y del manejo del dolor. Respirar es vivir. Nos enfocamos en primera instancia en el posicionamiento corporal y concientización de la respiración diafragmática, aplicando las primeras catas o posturas de la Chi. En la aplicación de la Chi, nuestro mayor desafío fue y es intervenir en la salud mental y apoyo psicoemocional de la persona. Actividad con enfoque de relajación, música y educación. Se realizó y se está realizando actualmente un trabajo de terapia acuática 2 veces por semana por un periodo que fluctúa de 2 a 3 meses como mínimo, y la continuidad es evaluada junto al equipo médico y equipo de rehabilitación. El trabajo siempre está enfocado dentro del rango aceptable y de esfuerzo suave a moderado, principalmente en etapas agudas. En este video mostraremos un resumen de lo que he realizado. Control respiratorio, posicionamiento, control y aprendizaje motor, educación, conocimiento y conciencia corporal. Las variables de la recolección de datos han tenido resultados positivos. Cabe señalar que está en proceso estadístico. Ya para el análisis clínico hemos observado mejoras en los objetivos planteados, como son en la calidad del sueño, en la calidad de vida, en la depresión y en la valoración funcional. Tai Chi es el suspiro que damos cuando estamos en paz. Muchas gracias por su atención. Saludos.
Ok. Vamos a continuar, por favor, compartiendo el Power. Mónica, si es posible.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear what you said.
Mónica, can we follow with the PowerPoint, please? Can we share? Okay.
Which slide do you want to go to?
The next one. Can I move it?
No. Is this one?
Look, yes. Just read. At the end, we just ask for a small moment else to give a tribute to our great master Jung. We promise to continue with his legacy in Chile and Latin America all forever. Thank you, Atri, for inviting us to be part of this HE Day, especially thanks to you, Ruth. We will wait for you in Chile next December to share your knowledge with the representative in our first Latin American convention on aquatic therapy. See you. Now, please, the last one video.
That's all the videos I have, and that's time.
We have a little tribute video of tribute of June, but if it's not able to you, I can try to do it to find it. But okay, here. Can I share?
Gloria, maybe this is something that you can send to me and I'll send to everybody.
Yeah, sorry,
Okay.
really, we try to do the best in 10 minutes, but especially we wanted to show everybody that Jung Konno came to Chile 3 times. He made a big job. We have in this moment from the very north to southern parts of our country, physical therapists working and improving this. And now with American and Latin American movement, you will be sure that Jung Konno and Ruth Sova will really be with us and they are knowledge. And thank you, everybody. Please try to forgive my problems, technology problems, but really I appreciate your attention and thank you, Ruth, very much.
Thank you, Gloria. Okay, let's get Donna in. And that was awesome, and thank you. And we'll get Donna in, and then we'll have another break.
Hello.
Oh, she's got the blue hair.
Blue and purple. All right, I'm unmuted. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Good. Well, I'm going to be speaking on doing ai chi with noodles. And I'm from North Carolina, not South Carolina. And I use noodles, full-size noodles, and I cut noodles 14 to 18 inches, really depending on the length of the person. And I bring these with me to class and let them pick out the cut noodle that, hold on a second. I'm thinking I didn't share properly. Hold on, guys. There. Let me start over.
There you go.
There we are. So ai chi with noodles. These are the noodles that I use, short noodles and long noodles, like full-size noodles, hollow or solid, medium density, not the big white ones that are larger in diameter and higher density, even though in class sometimes I have a really hard time with individuals that always want to use the white noodles, no matter what we're doing. And as we all know, when you push them underwater, they really like to come up and they soar and they can be kind of heavy when they hit you in the face. So I purposely don't allow the white noodles out when I'm doing this because they will seek them out. So what I do with using noodles in ai chi is I begin with a postural awareness exercise that we take the short noodle, which is right here behind the back, and we, hold on, I'm looking for my pen. There. So right here, we put that short noodle, and I have them put it vertically and just put it behind them in a comfortable position on their spine. And we're trying to be in a chair position up against the shallow pool wall if they can possibly get in that position. Oh. Nope. Okay, I'm having a hard time moving on to there. Nope, that's not it. Okay, I'm having a hard time moving to my next slide. I think maybe because I turned on the, that's
Pen?
not it. No, the pen. But then it won't let me move next.
Can you make it big? You know,
There?
yes.
Okay.
Now it works.
There we go. Yep, yep. So the positioning of the noodle, the short noodle, the cut noodle, is slightly above the scapula and to the base of the spine. And that's why I have the different links so they can kind of check out what works for them and then have it vertical. So what we do with that is they just position. We're preparing to breathe with this, and we wrap our scapula around the noodle, and just depends on the ability of the person, the range, the flexibility that they have. We work on putting the palms against the wall. And then we make progressions with that up to the elbows and even pulling those shoulders back if they have that type of range. But this is just a position that we start in. Not every single time that we do ai chi, but we try it and let them get in position, especially on Mondays when they haven't been doing as much for their posture over the weekend. And then we work on putting the shoulders down. So this is just a slow position that we start in, kind of to feel what the posture is feeling like, and trying to figure out some alignment before we get started further. And then we do a little peel down here, just forward peel down, forward flexion, pressing the low back into the pool wall against the noodle. Again, just trying to have some awareness of where we're at with our posture. It's a really good starting point for pulling ourselves together.
Get rid of this.
And then we start, sometimes we'll do the first 5 katas against the wall with the noodle, again, for postural awareness in movement. And then we'll do the first 5, contemplating, floating, uplifting, and closing and folding. And again, people have to reposition a lot during this because they'll begin to float up some, or they'll have to wiggle around and get the noodle back in place. But that's how we begin. And then we add the full noodles when we're out doing some of our other katas, accepting. This is noodle on the bottom and holding that position with accepting. And again, this is when the white noodles could be a little hazardous if people can't hold them down or they're really struggling, but just holding it down through accepting and making balance adjustments as needed. And then accepting with grace, adding to that the lifting of the pool noodle just ever so slightly. And I have had individuals that could not hold the noodle under their foot, and I've used the ankle cuffs or the little disc that have the hole cut out of them that you can put your foot in. You could do whatever, put whatever you wanted to for flotation there. And then rounding, this one's always fun and challenging, really trying to not hold your breath and do the breathing as you're working through keeping that noodle on the bottom. Lots of core engagement and focus. And they do a really nice job of doing this. We don't do it with every trip through our katas. It's just on some days, it's a fun thing to try. And then balancing, this isn't a video, this is just a picture, but notice the foot position on the bottom here, how she's rolled over and has her toes on the bottom. This is what happens when you're not balanced, but also when you're trying to learn to stabilize with the more difficult katas like balancing. And this individual says, I put my foot down, but then when I bring my foot forward, I'm able to bring my toe off the bottom of the pool. But that's her personal goal, to be able to do it without having her toe on the bottom and being able to balance right on top of that noodle. So I do look at foot position and just allow people to explore and practice as it suits their body. And then balancing, keeping that noodle down. And this is another one where we've seen a lot of progress with position and ability to balance with greater reach and with improved posture. And focusing on core strength and balance, breathing. It gets more difficult to breathe properly when you have the effort of the pool noodle on the bottom of the pool, for sure. And then we end the session, again, not always, but sometimes when we're finished, we go back to the noodle, the cut noodle behind the back and against the wall, just to feel the difference and the increased range of motion that occurs after we've practiced. And they really love this because they can see that immediate feedback and that immediate progress that they've made and how much better they feel and taller that they stand. And I actually encourage them to take the noodle home with them and practice against the wall at home in between times. So that's been very positive. And there are other people that come in from other classes that want us. They don't come to Ai Chi because it's too early for them in the morning, but they want to see what we do with the noodle and they want to get in and do what we do with the noodle before they go to their class. So that's been a positive thing. And I love noodles. I don't use them all the time, but they are delicious.
That's great.
Thank you for having me.
Does anyone have a question for Donna? You work peds and adults, right?
Yes.
That's why.
A lot more seniors than peds these days, for sure.
I have a question. Hi, Donna.
Hi.
You hear me?
I can.
I just wondered if people start having anxiety and not breathing diaphragmatically or attempting to breathe diaphragmatically, or are they just trying to keep the noodle under control? That's just a question I have.
I think it's a combination. I think it just depends. I have to often, redirect them to the water depth that's appropriate for them. Because as you know, you put a noodle down, you're going to move around a little bit. So sometimes we have to adjust for that. But I do, if I see someone overworking with a big noodle, especially, I'll ask them to switch, to take the smaller noodle down or something else, a piece of flotation down that's less effortful, so they can be successful with that if they're really too focused on that and trying to just hold the noodle down. And I'm like, just let it fly if it needs to. But so I do have to adjust for people just based on watching them and seeing, and I give demonstrations. I'll like hunch over and have really poor posture, and I'll go like this. I'm like, if you're doing this, we're missing something. We need to start over. So I try to give them a demonstration of what that postural awareness and that breathing looks like when you have something down below the water.
I find that almost all adults hold their breath when they're learning something, even though they've already had experience with I Chi, but we have always learned to do the movements that are as children, we learned how to do things because the teachers told us to do it or our parents told us. And the last thing we do is breathe. So that's why I asked that question. Constantly reminding people that breathing is more important than being perfect.
That's right. You are exactly right. Thank you.
Question, how do you cue moving from a noodle under, say, the right foot to the noodle under the left foot? How do you cue that for people?
Well, I play games for one thing. I tell them that we're going to hold our hands above the water and we're going to switch feet without putting our hands down. That's one option. I have them reach down. I was like, it's time to switch, hold the tops of the noodles, step on, step off. Some people have to go to the wall for sure. And some people have to go help for sure. But just whatever, just looking around and seeing what people can do, have available to them, and encouraging them to try to do it as independently as possible. So nothing special, no magic words.
Thank you very much.
Thanks.
Oh, I think it's break time again. And
Break time till the half hour. And during the break, I found Chili's, their tribute to Jun. So I'll be playing that. So 10 minutes, be back at the half hour, and I'll play that right now.
thank you.
Hi, Maria, you're back on. It's Linda.
Unmute. Okay. Yeah. I don't know, for some reason, it's kind of like shutting off everything when usually when people are going to videos, like switching to videos, like I shut it off, but I'm back.
It
I always
might,
record myself.
okay, it might be your internet connection. It keeps,
No. Internet is on. Internet is on. It's. I think maybe reacting on people like, I don't know, whatever.
because Zoom, apparently Zoom keeps shutting down and then you get back into Zoom and we admit you again.
Yeah. That's what I do. Hi, Ruth.
Hi. I'm gonna eat while you talk.
Okay,
I need
good.
some breakfast.
You know what? It's kind of, I will tell, everything was done regarding the fascia, basically. I will just say something about
Good.
it. It's so profound. It's so profound. It's truly quantum wellness. How Aichi.
It's so important.
Yeah. Have a nice breakfast. You know what happened? When that computer shut down in Sunnyvale, it was something with the motherboard. So I went, they fixed it. This morning, yesterday I was rehearsing with Monica, everything was fine. And this morning shut it up again. So I have another computer, but the voice was not working. So I have to download to my tablet. So we are from the tablet. It's challenging.
Oh my gosh.
But it's happening, so.
There are some things that I get, but I don't understand why they're the way they are. And that bothers me because then I can't take it any further. I just have to follow these specific rules.
Yeah, the thing is, it's so many kind of unexpected changes. Then I said, okay, it's beyond my ability. Let it go. Things happen for a reason.
Yes, we had to do that this morning.
Hi, Maria.
Hi, my dear Natasha. How are you?
I'm fine. Will be right? Dobre rano.
Dobre rano. You said it correctly. I was showing you thumbs up. Dobre utro in your language.
Or dobro ranko.
Dobre ranko, no? Dobre ranko, it's like, have a nice morning.
It's Ukraine, right? It's Ukraine.
Yeah.
That's Ukrainian?
Yeah, доброго ранку.
Yeah, it's very similar. I was just talking to somebody about like in Croatia, you would say, I don't have any problem. In Slovak say, nemám problém. In Croatian, you would say, nema problema. You know, it's kind of, it's very similar, but.
Yeah, especially in like Italian and no problema.
Yeah. That's true. Problem is like Latin word, basically.
Right.
Yeah.
I love the Latin languages. You can try to figure out a little bit, but as soon as you get to that Greek and Russian stuff where they don't use the alphabet, our alphabet.
Yeah. Cyrillics, yeah.
Yeah, Cyrillic alphabet.
Oh, thank you, Monica.
Hi, Maria.
Yes.
Maria, it's Jara.
Oh, hi, my girl. I found a picture.
Hi.
Hello, my roommate.
I'm here. I don't know why my camera don't start, but I'm seeing you. Thank you for being my
I see your picture, my Puerto Rico girl.
Okay. Okay, so just saying hi. Hi.
Thank you. I think hi to you back.
Good morning from Nevada too. Good morning. Hello.
Hi, how are you?
Oh, and Ruth, my hair is the same color as your t-shirt. My hair is not green, it's teal. Your t-shirt color.
Oh my God, Star.
I cut it all off.
These two girls, Star and Maria, I know them at Sunnyvale now in June. Oh, they are just gorgeous people.
They are.
I want you to come to Puerto Rico. Someday.
I think people who do I Chi are gorgeous people.
Yes, that's right, Ruth. You are right.
Keep be learning.
Natasha helps me a lot at the ATRI symposium convention. Natasha helped me tremendously. They're such giving people too, I Chi people. They're very, very giving.
It's tribe, soul tribe.
Thank you. And I have a green, see, it's a flowers. It's a sunflowers.
Yeah.
With colors, the blue and yellow. And yellow.
And I wore blue because Donna, who just taught, gave me this shirt that says the quotes from Yoko and Ai Konno. Keep be learning, never be losing passion. I love them.
Yeah.
Okay, it is time to start again.
Good morning.
Morning.
Good morning. So my subject is the fascia and I Chi, and I would like to say that in everything what I heard today, it's already combined in the fascia as well, and why? Because it's connective. So I will go and switch to my PowerPoint. Okay. So I come here, share the screen. And what I have to do, share the screen, oh, PowerPoint. Go, share the screen. Go. Can you see my presentation?
No.
No.
No? Okay, so hold on. Exit. All right, I have to first go to cancel. All right, I go to PowerPoint first. No, you cannot see it. Come back. All right, so share the screen. I'm here. We practice, but it's not showing me like share button. It's not activated. Anyway, so I will not use my PowerPoint. I will just talk to you about it. So what I was saying about fascia. Fascia is connective tissue, and it's based from the Latin word vent. And as we are talking about the fascia, everything in the I Chi is connection. Whatever I heard today from Yiannis presentation, when he brought us with his high vibration, level of vibration of the music, almost to the astral plane, through breathing, there is reconnection, the movement and the coming connection between in and out. Then with Katrien, when we psych up our brain, so it's going to higher vibration, learn how to calm, learn how to do sensory integration. Sorry to shoot. This person always called at the wrong time. Shut it off. And I'm sorry. So, so we are going to the fascia. Fascia is a connective tissue, and the picture what he have, it's coming basically 90% of collagen, and it's enveloping the organs, the muscles, the joints, and everything. So we have to know it's differentiated by the density. It's differentiated by the density of, like, first one, epimysium, and that's what you almost everybody relate is that the white film around the muscles is like that little, when you dissect the chicken, the little film, the white film, that's the epimysium. Then it's another perimysium, what it's bonding the muscle fibers, because muscle is coming from the fiber. So it's a bundle of 10 to 100 muscle fibers together, and it's glide. There is fasciculus, it's small bundle, and it's wrapping up the nerve or isolated the fiber. And then it's fibrous connective tissue, what are more cartilagey, more dense, and one it's aligning of the joints, so the joint has a good friction, or harder, it's a ligament and tendons, and ligaments is connective tissue bone to bone, and tendon is from muscle to the bone. So the most famous ligament tendon is Achilles tendon. When we are talking about fascia, usually, and why we are talking about that, usually are happening fascias injuries, and that's from overuse, overstress, torn muscles or tissue. And the most common is a plantar fasciitis, then the IT band, what is creating friction between the knee joint, and then Achilles tendon tear. And as a rehabilitation is a scar tissue therapy, stretching, flexibility exercises, myofascial releases, and foam rolling. And I would say the most ideal is the water exercise because of the benefits of the water. And when we address the fascia healing, it's between 6 to 8 weeks period of healing. Now, the goal when we wanted to have an effect Chi program for fascia, we have to bring the body to the alert but relaxed state of the awareness. And that's basically what we already were doing today. We start always with the breathing, with the breath breathing exercises. There was a whole presentation about it and was fantastic. I would just focus the breathing, or say the main point with the breathing. When we inhale through the nose, every inhalation, every inhale is expansion, prolonging. We are bringing the oxygen in. Every exhale, it's shortening. So if we inhale and sense our prolonging, and then exhale and we sense our shortening, that's our contraction, that's basically when we become synchronized in and out within, because breathing, it's the somatic exercise, it's subconscious exercise. When we master that or be aware of that and become our natural function, how we move, because every movement has to be timed with inhale and exhale, how soon is not, then we hold the breath. And how soon we hold the breath, then we are tightening everything. We are coming to progressive muscular relaxation. And that's when we are honoring the fascia. That's bringing awareness to our toes, to our heels, to our feet, to how it feels to land on one, put the balance on one, weight on one foot, shift the balance, put weight on the other foot. So be aware of every part of our body. What I'm finding out, you start to be aware of that one side is more dominant than other, one side needs more healing than other. And I find very helpful to use these gloves. These gloves are exfoliating by weight gloves. You can buy them in Amazon for $6.50. And as soon you feel there is something what needs attention, you can touch it. And by this extend sensation of tactile sensation, you actually are acting like you are bonding, because that's the fascia, it's all bonding, and you are releasing the tension. And body started to move, reaction on that. So it's a little bit of the Chi movement, the Chi posture, but it's your somatic release movement. And where you feel it stands, you press it. But because this exfoliating, it's so gentle, it's just enhancing more tactile, it's very soothing and very, I find it very helpful with that. Very, very helpful. And I would say with this, from progressive muscular relaxation, and when you kind of become one with you externally, internally, then we are automatically improving our posture. We are becoming who we can be. And you would say once somebody has a weaker point, somebody has a stronger point. So it's of the balance, know where I am in that space. We are not cookie cutters. Everybody is original. Everybody has their own journey in their life. And affection is also not through the physicality, but also through your emotion. What thought came from you, where you are holding your stress, because breakdown could be not just mental, but could be also physical when you overuse certain muscle groups and the muscle become brittle and dysfunctional and tired, and we need to release the tension. With every release have to be activation. And that's what is fantastically happening in I Chi, because with every calm move become activation. And that is creating beautiful pelvic strengthening and also navigation to how to move, how to use what we need. So it's, I would say, the fascia, it's connective tissue, but it's not also connective tissue on physical plane. It's connecting because it's almost like organ under on with our mind and connecting with our spirits, with our spirit, with our mind, and channel the healing of emotion through your body. That's what I would say. And my PowerPoint is not there. So now I cannot hear. Ruth, you are muted. Yeah.
Okay, very good. Thank you, Maria.
You have a question or two.
Yeah. Does anybody have any questions?
They're in the chat.
Oh, chat. Hold on. Hold on. I will go. Good.
Here's the question.
Yeah.
In the notes, you say hydraulic pressure. Is that the same as hydrostatic pressure?
No, hydraulic pressure is it's two of them. Hydraulic pressure is when you come to the water, and the water it's 7 times more than air, so it's pressing you. So it's enhancing you or creating more sensation because it's pressuring more down. And hydrostatic pressure, hydraulic pressure is when you are moved and you create almost like drag effect. You know, drag effect. So it's pressuring. Actually, I find very helpful for fascia, create more resistance, like we discussed the aqualogic cups. When you move slowly and you create more drag effect, you can move and create more like almost like jet lag current on your body, and that is helping break down the fascia as well. If you have an injury or any discomfort.
Okay, so I think it was Maureen who asked. I would consider both of those hydrostatic, but it's not my specialty, so I'll be looking it up and reading about it.
Yeah.
Because one is more, to me, resistance, and that's different, but totally off the I Chi chart.
Yeah, but when I'm talking about drag effect, that's kind of create resistance, because as we move, we are moving the water and we have to work against that current. And that's when we use the current as a platform for releasing, you know, more pressure on the body. It's very helpful. And that's what we can do with our body. And then when we just go to the water and staying in the water, it's that 7 times more than air.
Thank you, Maria. That was great.
Yeah.
We appreciate your help. And now on to Cesar.
Hi everybody. Well, at first, thank you, Ruth. Thank you, Linda, Monica, to invite me to this important day. And I want to share the screen. Can you see?
Yes, very good.
Well,
you could go to full screen.
Yes. Well, in this case, I talking about the clinical concept but not. I want to give you a PT prescription. Just I share with you a different point of view, and a point of view about the analysis of the posture and the clinical concept of I Chi. We work in Argentina with different kinds of patients and need some mental organization, logical organization to make a different doses of the I Chi. Well, at first and forever honor for you, big friend, big master, and all we stay here for him and for Ruth. Thank you for both persons. Ruth said different concept about I Chi, the benefits of the clients, the balance, the systemic use, improve the flexibility, the muscle tone, different improves blood pressure, diabetes, pulmonary troubles, and the cardiovascular system too. And about the stress, decrease this stress, the hyperactivity, the anxiety, different situation to use I Chi with different kind of peoples. I try to make different tips about that. The concept of a clinical I Chi refers to its therapeutical possibility used for the rehabilitation of different pathologies, as you know. Breaking down the katas or sequence of or patterns independently and giving a dose of exercise according to the functional level and possibility of the different patients. It's very important to use a part of the I Chi. Not all the people need the same. The difference is the use specifically. The speed of the movements, the depth of the water, and the use of some materials are some of the variants that can be considered, as well as the movement of the I Chi. In Spain, a college, Dr. Javier Gueita, make a good organization about these different types of postural analysis. At first, we have 5 katas, the 5 first katas in a progression orders, contemplating, floating, uplifting, enclosing, unfolding, as you know. These 5 katas have a symmetrical trunk position with a wide, a big base to support symmetrical base and a visual fixation point. It's important to no move the trunk, no move the center of the gravity, and move the arms symmetrically. You can use an asymmetrical movements like Katrien showed us in a few minutes ago. In this second slide, those katas, soothing and gathering, the first soothing, symmetrical trunk position with wide symmetrical base and visual fixation point. No movement of center of gravity, asymmetrical arm movement. This is very important to people. We have different problems of this posture, of the balance. People with sequela of stroke, of Parkinson's disease, and another. Gathering, symmetrical trunk position with tandem, the base of support change in this kata, and the leg position, sorry, with tandem leg position with a visual fixation point. It's very important because in this kata, the movement make a mix with a trunk movement and a little discharge, sorry, to the weight and reduce the support of the foot. In another analysis, freeing and shifting, in freeing, have a rotation of the trunk with tandem position of the legs and with visual, sorry, and visual tracking of the moving hand. The eyes follow the hand. It's very important to make a rotation of the neck spine at the dorsal spine, because it's a fluid movement to do, not a movement very hard, very complicated. It's important to learn to the patient, like the clients. Change of the center of gravity, in this case, due to the alternation of the size, asymmetric in the movement of arms. The next shifting, rotation between the thorax and the pelvis, in this case, with a wide symmetrical base with continuous movement of the center of the gravity in the transverse plane. It's very interesting to make a different transference of the weight side, but by side. The arms move asymmetrically and with visual tracking of the moving hand. In this case, accepting the symmetrical movements of the trunk with the legs in tandem with continuous transfers to the center of the gravity in the sagittal plane with visual fixing point. Very important to make a transference continuous forward and back, the change of the weight in one leg and change to the another leg. In this case, not appear a bipodal support, only a monopodal support. All the weight of the person is it's on one feet. Symmetrical movements of the arm in single leg support, in which the front or back legs it's elevated during a breathing cycle. There is a visual fixation point. The same, the rounding, different movement, but important to make a transference of the weight. It's so important to people with need improve this balance, to fear on fall, to prevent the fall and make different broken of the bones, different lesions. In this case, balancing symmetrical movements of the arm in monopodal station during 3 breathing cycles. There is no visual fixation point. It's very interesting to make a different use of the discharge of the weight. And in 3 different katas, in cycling, half in cycling, surrounding and nurturing, the symmetrical arms movements according to Qigong, to the exchange of the energy. Very important to make a travel inside the person, a travel to calming, like Mari, to make an introspection to the person. Not all the PTs use this kata because they think it's not important to make a treatment. I think different. I think the exchange of energy, it's so important to make a good treatment. The person is not only a bone broke or a problem of the heart or a neurological disease. The person, the people are all different systems in a context specific and need to make a voyage, a travel inside to recover this function, as you know. Well, in this case, a symmetrical base of support with continuous movements of the center of the gravity. There is an eyes-hand tracking. In that two flowing and reflecting symmetrical arms movements while laterally moving, performing cross steps and pivots. Sorry. It is possible to use a visual fixation point. Not it's an obligation, but it's a possibility. This kind of visual fixation point. Suspending the symmetrical arm movements with a twist of the body and a flotation phase. There is no visual fixation on one point, because the visual fixation, it's necessary to make a different twists. So what can we do now about that speech? Think about adapted use reasoning clinical. It's very important to use in the different people with different problems, with different needs, different reasoning clinical. It's if you make a permission, if my suggest for you. Thanks so much from Aichi, Argentina.
Thank you, Cesar. I could tell you are a professor, a university professor. He teaches like, while the rest of us, we just talk. He's focused.
Yes, yes. Sorry again. Sorry for my poor English. I try to in the news speeches. I try to best talking about, but it's not easy.
Does anyone have questions for Cesar?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, two. Maureen, go, then Veronica.
Okay. Yeah, I raised my hand. I'm going to take it down now, if I can. There we go. You said center of gravity. Maybe it's the different languages, but don't you mean center of buoyancy in the water?
No, I'm talking about the center of gravity, because when you make different movements, your relationship with the buoyancy and the gravity translate in the different postures. When you go forward, your center of gravity move to forward. When you go to back, the same. You understand the use of this word center of gravity. Exists a relationship with the force of gravity and the force of buoyancy. When we stay step on the floor of the pool, we have with the level of the water and stability. When you reduce the support of the base, you change this center of gravity. You understand me? Thank you.
Got it. Veronica.
Well, thank you so much, Cesar. That was really great. I want to know if you would share your PowerPoint because I do want to introduce this to my students as well. But I also want to know what clients have you used this practice with the clinical application? Because you talked about a lot of neuro, some also some structural things. So it seems like with stroke, maybe. Have you used it with people?
Yes, I think the same like our master Junko. You have different skills in the different concept or techniques or method. You use that when you understand it's the good skill or the best skill to the patient or the client in another case. Because if you have a patient and older patients with the different of the with problems of the balance, you have this different katas of change of the support of the base. Monopodal, bipodal, asymmetrical, symmetrical, you use a mix. But in other people, is not the right use IT. You use another technique. I tried to talking about the clinical concept. Is a concept to use to make a logical reasoning, a clinical reasoning to use. I can't said you, Veronica, this is the best way to this kind of patient. I'm a liar if I said that. You understand? But I invite all of the persons to think what use in what people. Neurological, cardiological, respiratory, post-COVID, other people, like child. It's very interesting, this presentation. You use when the patient need, not when you need, when the patient need. You understand?
Yes.
Yeah.
Perfect. Thanks so much. Anybody else have a question? Then it's time for Dr. Mary Weichel.
Thank you.
Thank you, Cesar.
Okay, I lost all of you.
Okay, well, while Mary's working that out, I just wanted to point out that Maria put her PowerPoint in the chat room for everybody if you want to download.
Thanks, Maria. Let me know if you want me to go first, otherwise we'll wait.
We see you, Mary.
Okay, I'm back. I was trying to get rid of all the comments on the side, and I guess I pushed the wrong button. Anyway, I am Mary Weichel, and my topic is Ai Chi as an intervention for expressive aphasia. And this is something no one has talked about before. What we have to realize, one of the hardest things is to have something to say and not be able to get the words out. This is expressive aphasia. And it's a disorder that usually is the result of a stroke or TBI, and it most often affects the left side of the brain. It affects the ability to communicate with others. The words are there, but they just won't come out. So Gabby Gifford, some of you may have heard from her. She was a congressman, I think from Arizona, that was shot in the head about 6 years ago. And she said that music became a central tool in her therapy. And she still finds it, after all these years, easier to warble or tune than to speak. Speech therapists need to work with physical therapists and their caregivers, working together to help bring back the ability to communicate. 2 programs in use are melodic intonation therapy, whose goal is to utilize the non-damaged area of the brain to try and bring it back to life. And the other is Georgetown Rehabilitation Hospital has a neurologic music wellness program, and it uses melodies and rhythms to assist in reconnecting neural pathways for basic communication. So I thought this is a perfect way to combine music and beginning speech and I Chi. And I'm only going to demonstrate some upper extremity movements with I Chi. And so now, wish me luck. I'm going to switch over to share screen and bring up my video. Come on, video, come up. Okay, bring it.
Good job.
There we go. And it's not where it's supposed to be. Okay, there we go. As you see, when we look at expressive aphasia, we're looking at the Broca area and the Wernicke area, and I have them highlighted, circled in red on the screen. The Broca area is responsible for producing speech and understanding speech, and the Wernicke area is important for understanding and processing speech. Okay, what I'm going to do here is working with using the tongue and different lip movements to try and get some movement going.
Can you make it louder?
I'm trying.
I love how it froze.
And then we're going to go to tongue side to side. Oh, we're going up and down now. Tongue up. Tongue down. Now we're going tongue side to side. You can try this as you're watching. No one can see you. And from here, we go to tongue behind the front teeth, and then the S sound. Now we're going to pucker and smile. And now going into basic sounds. Ba. Oh. Oh. I made sure nobody got to see this today. Okay, this is Gabby Gifford. After 6 years, she's still working on pucker and smile. Now the next video, because I'm not a singer, I'm going to say it. And I'll go along with it so that maybe you can hear it better. Twinkle, twinkle, little star. Okay. Okay, this is a song and it's sing, sing, sing a song. And I want you to emphasize S words and long. Oops, long. Sing, sing a song. Sing it yourself. Sing out loud. Sing sad. Sing nuts. Sing, sing a song. Sing. Don't worry if it's important. Just sing. Sing a song. La. La.
Those are great.
Laugh. Okay, let me get back. Stop share. Okay, I'm back. I thought that since I'm almost the end of the today, that this would be a good idea. But think of that. And I'm sure I'm about out of time. I've tried to time this very carefully. But I have to say one thing. I got a new pair of UFOs. And the most fun thing is practicing to say ooh pose. And these are things that so many people that have had strokes use. And so I'm happy to take any questions that you have.
Awesome. The faces are great. But what great applications? Cesar wants to talk.
Yes, congrats, Mary. Very interesting your speech. I work in a neurological rehabilitation hospital in my city in Argentina, and when you pass your video, I think about the relationship between the different professionals. Phonoaudiologist, you know, the phonoaudiologist, and in what phonoaudiologist, physical therapist, to different kinds of travel of the neurological problem of the I don't know the word of the
larynx.
No, the part of the before the mouth, the vocal chords. I don't know. I don't remember, but different patients have different phonetic sequels of the aphasia, and I think it's a very good skill to make a work with different professionals together. You understand me, Mary?
Yes. And you know what I was wanting to do was, as we did I Chi moves and the diaphragmatic breath, you can help to, especially with the exhale, get the sound out. But we've got to be able to get movement in that tongue. And this is good for pediatrics. It's good for people with strokes. And so it helps them be able to begin to communicate better. And when you're doing I Chi, you've got that flow that's going to help to get some of these movements and sounds going. So
yes, it's a good way to make a dual task exercise.
Right.
Very good. Thanks.
Star is asking if it would help Parkinson's.
I think it would. I'll have to talk to one of my people about Parkinson's that has Parkinson's and see.
Jane, okay.
One of the problems is the slurring of the speech. And I realized it's also very good to work on this for anyone, because people who read lips have to be able to see that lip movement. So it has all types of applications that I could probably teach a whole course on this.
Right. Jane has a question too.
Okay.
Mary, I loved your presentation. Thank you so much. I want to ask you a very particular question. In the video, when you were moving your arms and tongue, when the tongue went up, the arms went down. And vice versa.
Yes.
Do you find it's more effective to do the alternating movements as opposed, or
I was doing it as a challenge.
Beautiful. So you could do it again.
You could do it the other way. It's just like when I did the tongue to the side and the soothing, my arm went the opposite way.
Right.
So you could do it so that it's same or opposite.
Thank you.
Other questions?
Maria has her hand up.
Yeah, I just like to say that when we raise our tongue and hold the tongue on the roof of our mouth, we are activating certain part of the brain, and it's always attached with the inhale. And when we lower the tongue, it's always attached with the exhale. So that's, I just wanted to.
Thank you. Lucille asks if it would be better to start, let's see, actually to be in, oh, Lucille, can you just ask?
Sure. I would think it might be better to be in a more relaxed state first. But Mary, have you actually tried this, or do you know anyone who has tried using I Chi with the speech therapy techniques, and have they done like, I don't know, 10 or 15 minutes of I Chi first, or just put them together from the get-go?
I have not, but I would work on making sure that they knew at least the upper extremity movements. And then I may only work on one tongue movement a day. Know that Gabby Gifford has been working on this for 6 years now. This is not something that, hey, we're going to come in 6 sessions and be good. This is why it's important for caregivers to be trained by speech therapists on how to work with trying to get movement back in the mouth, and the music activating the brain. The music that you couldn't hear me sing to was Sing a Song that was originally by the Carpenters, but I used the Sesame Street Kids version of it because it was a lot more fun. And so I found it a lot more relaxing. And so you can use just that music. And if you use music that they know the words to, but they don't come out, eventually they may start to come out with 1 or 2 of the words. So that's my thinking behind it.
Perfect. Anyone else have a question for Mary? Are you up for one more and then we can end, or are you exhausted?
You're on, Ruth.
Oh,
You're
whether
on.
I want to be or not.
Go for it.
It just doesn't matter. Jun Konno told me, when I said, now how do you do these? And he said, when you and I do I Chi next to each other, it looks different. It looks like we're doing different things because our bodies are different and we move differently. And that means that there's no right or wrong way to do any of these postures. You do it however it works. What I found with some of my clients is that I have to modify it for them, or they've modified it and taught it to me. So here's a 9-minute video. I hope you can stay awake.
And all of you being with us. I am going over some different ideas. First, I'm going to cover a little bit of sensory. First of all, contemplating, and I'm showing it from the side because I think you can see my hands better, not against my swimming suit. So contemplating, turning the palms up and inhale, turn down and exhale. You already know that. For sensory issues, they don't like to have their hands shoulder width apart all the time. So sometimes we just wash the hands and inhale and wash and exhale, wash and inhale, and they're winding around each other. And that sometimes works. Sometimes we'll shake, just palms up, and we'll shake palms down. And then after a while, I'm trying to see if they can turn their palms up without the shake and still shake on the palms down. Sometimes they'll hold their hands over the ear on the inhalation because they can hear themselves breathe, and they get that, and then they relax on the exhalation. So they may not have their hands in front of them at all. The other thing they'll sometimes do is interlace their fingers and exhale down and inhale up. But it's never quite like this. It's kind of like this, exhaling down and inhaling up. And I will eventually try to stop the movement on one of the breath sequences, either on the exhalation or the inhalation. Also, we do with uplifting, inhaling up and exhaling down, we'll pretend we're a butterfly or we're in an airplane and now the wings have to go down and they just gently go down. And then we have to pull them up and then they gently go down. So that one can work. Obviously, flapping can work, anything like that. Spiraling I Chi, I really like. It's got a lot more movement. And if you're looking for
Ruth, can you make it full screen, please?
on one issue at a time, this one's not going to work for you. Floating is the one where we exhale down and inhale up. In this one, we make a long, narrow figure eight with our thumbs. And I cue thumbs because I want the thumb to turn down and maybe out a little to get that internal shoulder rotation. And then on the way up, they turn up and maybe out. So we get the external shoulder rotation. It's one long figure eight with the breath, the same kind of breathing. And all of you being with us. I am going to get that, and then they relax on the exhale. The fingers, movement on one of the breath sequences, either on the exhalation or the inhalation.
We did this.
Also, we'll pretend we're a butterfly or we're in an airplane and now the wings have to go down. Looking for serious, just focusing on one issue at a time. This one's not going to work for you. Floating is the one where we exhale down and inhale up. In this one, we make a long, narrow figure eight with our thumbs. And I cue thumbs because I want the thumb to turn down and maybe out a little to get that internal shoulder rotation. And then on the way up, they turn up and maybe out. So we get the external shoulder rotation. It's one long figure eight with the breath, the same kind of breathing. Then I showed you soothing on the video that I sent ahead. I hope I'm sending it. I hope I remember. So I'll show you in closing. And closing is this one, exhaling, close, inhaling, open. And this is how we traditionally do it. But in spiraling, there's a deep lying down figure eight that moves the entire body. And people really like that one. It's it creates a lot of mobility if people need mobility. But make sure that they're at the point that they can start to combine movements rather than trying to do intentional single movement things. Next is balance or neural. And what I found with floating again, exhaling down and inhaling up, they can do the same thing that we did with sensory, brush the skin as it goes down and brush it as it comes up. So exhaling comes down, inhaling comes up. But if they have an arm that's flaccid, they can use the strong arm to turn it down and push it down. And then they can put the weaker arm under it, turn the palm up, put the other one on top of it and let it come up. So the strong arm pushes down, then it gets under the weak arm, it gets on top of the weak arm and comes up with as the weak arm starts to float. And it may have to come up faster than that. Soothing, I showed you in the video, so I can show you this one. Airplane arms. Normally in gathering or in any turning sequence, we bring the arm across. But what I found, and I found this because people were doing it, not because I have a brain, is that if they leave their arms out and they exhale and turn, this is easier for their balance. And then they can close and open and come back to front with their arms in wings. I call them wings or airplane arms, whatever. But turning with both arms out is easier for most people. And that's not any science, I know, it's just from watching people. Then I do want to show you rounding. Rounding is the one where we turn and the back leg comes forward and we reach for our toes, right? What I like to do with people with balance deficits and neuro is to have them bend the knee, reach toward the ankle, pull up the socks as the knee goes back and the arms go up. So we exhale, bend over, grab the sock, pull it up and let the leg go back. I really like that one because it's functional. And keeping the knee bent makes it easier to balance. And also because people understand it so well. So that's a balanced neuro, range of motion. Let's do gathering, okay? And this, okay, you get to see the back. Okay, now we close, exhale, and then we open right here. What we do is once we're open, these fingertips go this way, these fingertips go that way, and we stretch our fingertips apart as far as we can. Then exhale, open to the front, and inhale, exhale, pivot to the other side, hands come together, and then we reach behind these fingertips, and these fingertips get as far apart as they can, and then exhale. In range of motion, people will feel the stretches in different areas of the body, depending on how God strung it up. So some people will feel this all the way down to their waist. Other people will only feel a little bit of shoulder distraction. But range of motion is definitely not stretching the belly of the muscle. It's way more than that. It's stretching fascial lines. I want to show you shifting for range of motion too. And I'm going to move my foot a little bit because I want you to see normal shifting. We weight shift and then we inhale and open. Then we weight shift. Okay. So as we weight shift, those toes point up and we roll to the back of the heel, center of the back of the heel. So here we go. I'm going to try not to use my arm because it looks like it distorts the one. I won't put it in the water. Toes go up. It's a great gastroc stretch. We exhale. We inhale. We weight shift. Toes go up of the trailing leg, and I move the water again. But you got the idea. It's we exhale, inhale, and again, toes up, exhale, inhale. So you
Being credit for not being there.
Gastrocs are so tight on everybody that almost everyone feels that one.
That's never happened to me before. I always have something to say. What do we?
And all of you being with us.
Oh no,
I
it
am
started
going over
again.
some behind.
Did that one?
And I'm going to move my foot.
Okay, that was range of motion.
Point up. And we roll to the back of the toes go up. It's a great.
Jeez.
We exhale.
Oh, maybe that was the
Inhale.
end. That was the end. Okay. So we can have a focus of balance or something for neuro, or we can have a sensory focus, or we can have a range of motion focus, or a mobility focus in the spiraling, or we can have any focus. And I think everybody talked about this. Cesar talked about it a lot, is that we need to make it work for our clients. And so if that's the way they're going to move, then let's make it that way. Because Jun Konno said it's always going to be different. And I sure did a good job on that one. I can send you, if you didn't get my promo video that was 5 minutes showing different applications of I Chi, that's coming to all of you whether you want it or not. And you'll get this one through the whatever, however I'm sending stuff to you, probably from Stephanie. There's a lot of stuff I'm going to be sending. Let me know if I forget anything. And here's a really important thing. I Chi next year, I Chi Day, I probably won't be in charge of anymore, which is probably a good thing. But I want to make sure that because of our issues that you got delayed and things got a little messed up. I want to make sure that next year everybody who's on here can get half price. And I'll make that as part of the transfer deal. And you'll be able to get I Chi Day next year half price. If you want my video that I just showed you, not as part of the overall recording, because you'll get it that way, I can send it to you as a Vimeo link. And finally, what I want to know is how to make this work better for you. Well, what I like these short segments. I like them because we have to put it all in one instead of stretching it out over an hour. And I feel like 4 hours is a little bit too long. It is for my butt and my attention span. So should we make it 2 days, a couple hours each day, or should we make it morning and a break and afternoon, or what works best for you? So email me, ruthsova@ruthsova.com. Remember, my kids did that so I could remember it. ruthsova@ruthsova.com. Email me. Does anybody have any questions or comments they'd like to make right now? You have to jump in because I can't see hands up.
I'll have something. There was somebody who asked a question in the chat earlier about whether there was going to be any training coming up that would be a certification training. Do we know anything about that?
We have I Chi certification training. First of all, you don't need I Chi certification in order to use it. It's not a requirement. Jun Konno said we learn from doing it and watching other people. So you don't need the certification. Secondly, it is an online ed program if you want it that way. And we do offer it at different ATRI and AEA conferences. So just, if you're on the mailing list, you're gonna hear about it.
Great.
There's no chance that you can't.
Well, this was awesome. Thank you so much.
Thank you. I'm so glad you were able to join us today.
I was really looking forward to seeing the video from the Konno family. Is that going to be included?
Monica, do you have that?
I have it. I don't have access to, I'm denied access to it. So I've requested permissions, but I haven't received those.
Okay. Ruth, Louis sent it to me and I have it, but then when I was trying it earlier this morning, it wouldn't go. So I'll send it to you.
I also have it. I'll just move it to Vimeo so we have it on a link and I'll send that out. Okay. I'm so glad you remembered that because I totally forgot completely. Okay.
I was really looking forward to that.
I'll send it as soon as I can.
The lady who is iPad, what is your name, please? You just spoke?
Oh,
you're muted.
I'm Pat Spark. I teach IT at the Y in Albany, Oregon.
Wow.
Okay, thank you.
But my iPad will not allow me to rename it. It never does. So I just given up.
Just like that.
Thank you.
Okay, I'll get that out. Is there anything else I forgot? Then I just want to say another thing. Oh, jump in, Cesar.
Sorry. Can we make a big photo with all of us to final?
That's Monica.
Possible?
Probably.
Monica, it's possible?
Can you make a photo that has everybody in one screen?
Yes.
We'd
You
have
can
to
make
smile.
it in 3 pieces, but you can't do it in one.
Oh. Okay. Thanks, Angie.
You're welcome. I'm getting it done. Hold on.
Oh, Angie's making it happen. Thank you. Do you have to be host?
Nope.
Okay. She's just the boss. I like it. I will also send you the full chat. So you'll get the video recording. Well, I won't send it, probably Stephanie will, but you'll get the video recording of this, and then you'll get the full chat list because I think there was some really good information in there.
Ruth?
Yes.
I'd really like to thank you for today, for what you've done. I love the way it's done, the way it's organized, even with all of the gimps, what have you. But that's okay. That's okay. I really enjoyed what you're doing, and what I particularly enjoyed, because I haven't been working in the water since COVID that much. And so, yeah, I know. Hopefully I'll be starting up again in September. But aside from that, I've been working a lot, as you know, with the posture and the breathing, and how closely my hypopressive work is with what we do with I Chi, except we do it on dry, on dry land. We call it dry Chi. But anyway, I'm putting hypopressives in the water. As you know, it's something I've been working on for a while. And what I like about it is that it's applicable to whatever you do. You can adapt it. It's an instrument. It's a tool. So whatever you do is going to be right. It depends on what you know, your competencies, and what your clients need. And I think that that was so evidenced in what we went through today that I just adored every minute of it. And I want to thank you. Thank you so much.
And thank you for hypopressives. If Angie isn't ready for our picture yet, maybe you could give a 2-minute synopsis of what hypopressives is, since many people don't know it.
Oh.
And this is Mimi from Rome.
Hi, even though I'm in the mountains right now because it's unbearably hot in Rome. Hypopressive exercise is it's a combination of posture. A lot of the postural things I heard today are right in line with what we do, and a breathing technique that involves the expansion of the chest, not the shoulders. The shoulders stay down. Expansion of the chest so that you're expanding the lungs in every direction. And when you on the inhale, and on the exhale, you exhale from the bottom up. We call it an uplifted breathing, so that you never are pushing down with your diaphragm and your rib cage on all your abdominal viscera, which goes down and pushes on your pelvic floor. It basically started as a pelvic floor rehabilitation technique, but we've discovered that a lot of times people who have pelvic floor dysfunction not only have hypotonic pelvic floor, weak pelvic floor, but they have hypertonic. And we see that a lot more, especially in young, fit women who are having huge problems with pelvic floor dysfunction, with pain, pelvic floor pain, pain during sexual intercourse and other activities and functions. And it's horrible when you think of 20-year-old girls who have these problems and have no way to fix it, aside from incontinence, which we see in young women and in older women. And so what we're trying to do is use our posture, which is, and Maria Pritz told us about that with the fascia, and we're pulling up. Everything we do is tractioning the body upwards against, spelled HYPOPRESSIVE, hypopressive. And it pushes up against the force of gravity. We know that when you are born, you start off like this, and then you go up and go up, you go up straight. And then as you get older, your head comes down and you start folding back down. And that's what we're trying to avoid. We're trying to avoid our first instrument or first tool, which is the force of gravity, which it pushes us down. We're working constantly against the force of gravity to pull us up, help with the breathing, help with the posture. And my son says that this isn't important, but I think this is really important. You can lose up to 10% of your waistline in 6 weeks doing this twice a week for 20 minutes. So it's incredible because we're working the abdominals from the inside out, and back pain and everything that's along with that. And it's really important. And we have a friend in Greece who's doing it, Yiannis. So if anybody, we have the International Hypopressives Council. It's you can go online. It's hypopressives.international, and I'll put it on the chat. And if you can go there and check. And in the United States, we don't have anybody who is organizing courses yet, but we're working on it. There's somebody in Canada who does it. There's someone in South America, and then there's a whole bunch of people in Europe, Australia, and what have you. So
Thank you.
thank you. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to talk about this.
It's such, to me, it does go with Tai Chi, because I learned the inhalation is the same. It's got to expand all the way. And the exhalation, they told me that you've got this dome and you have to push it up, straight up. Don't use skeletal muscles to exhale. Just press straight up. So are we ready for the picture?
I just posted a picture in the chat.
Oh,
okay.
You did it without us smiling?
I was smiling to prepare.
I guess you can do another one.
Okay, this time let's all smile.
It's okay. Ready?
Ready?
Smiling. And you smile. Da-dee-da-dee, da-da.
You could have sung for Mary's class.
Gracias, Ruth.
Thank you, Ruth.
Gracias, Cesar.
Gracias. Gracias.
We should do a funny pose one.
Aprendan a hablar español.
Wait, do a pose again.
You need to speak
Practice your
Spanish too.
tongue exercises.
I know, right?
This was the best. Thank you for being so flexible, so amenable. You guys, I love you, and I appreciate what you're doing to take Ai Chi forward. Let me know if I can ever help you. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Ruth. We wait for you, Latin American, waiting for you. The Ai Chi mothers.
Thank you. Thank you for everything.
Thank you so much, Ruth. I'm going to bed now.
Anyone who wants to come to Chile, just come. You're welcome.
Thank you.
Thanks,
But
everyone.
one by one, no all together.
Okay, I'm going to stop recording now.
Ruth, did Ruth leave? Ruth.